Happy Monday, Antelope Valley. Hope everyone that's tuning in this video is well and that you had a pleasant weekend. I am Mark Troth, broker and co-owner of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Troth Realtors, right here in Lancaster, California, bringing you this week's version of the Antelope Valley real estate market snapshot. As I like to say, week in and week out, I enjoy bringing this video to those folks that reside in the Antelope Valley, on properties in the Antelope Valley, so you have a local resource to go to see exactly what's transpiring here in the Antelope Valley real estate market. Often our numbers get tied up with the greater Los Angeles County numbers, Southern California, state of California numbers. Antelope Valley real estate has always been somewhat unique to itself, how it responds to changes in the market. So enjoy bringing this to you week after week as a resource to follow along with what's going on in our local real estate market. Also, I'd like to point out that our statistics are courtesy of the Greater Antelope Valley Association of Realtors MLS system. So with that, let's get right into our statistics on this 14th of November. We can see that we start out today with 1,136 active listings, just up a tick to less than 1% from last week. And 4 weeks ago, we were at the same 1,134. So it definitely shows some good sign of stability as far as the number of houses that are on the market. We are, as the market shows some adjustment, we are not seeing a bunch of sellers start to panic, showing concern that we may be in for some big future decline in values. And so that number of active listings is definitely sitting very stable, which is a good sign. Those properties going into escrow, and this may be a little bit affected with Friday being a holiday for quite a few people. Down just a bit, down 4 from the previous week. We entered this week with 417 properties pending, those under contract and in escrow, down just 4 from the week before. And so once again, less than 1%. And then basically down about 4.6% from 4 weeks ago, 437 pendings on October 17th. Point out right now, before we get into the next slide, that already speaking with a few agents this morning, there was definitely some good activity over the weekend as far as showings on properties that hadn't had any showings for a while, and buyers definitely out a little bit more, not a lot. So I want to temper that, but definitely more than what there had been. End of last week, when the inflation number came out and it was better than expected, we did see a pullback of interest rates back down into the mid 6s. And so just kind of thinking that perhaps that encouraged some buyers to get out this weekend and start perhaps kicking some tires and see if those rates perhaps float down a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get into our next slide here. I do have to say Zoom was good for one thing during this pandemic, and that is it's the tool that I use to record this video. So definitely had to become somewhat of an expert at using Zoom. So anyway, a lot of meetings I'm attending now are back in person, which is obviously great. So last week, new residential listings on the market, down a little bit from the previous week. Once again, I pointed out the Veterans Day holiday on Friday may have had a little bit of an effect on this. And that there's also sellers just making up their mind that, right now might not be the best time as we head into the holidays, and a little bit of slowness in the market. Just may not be the best time to be putting my house on the market. That reduction in interest rate I spoke about earlier may actually improve some of that. So we'll see where that number sits next week as we enter the Thanksgiving holiday. Properties that went into escrow over the last 7 days, from the week of 11/7 through 11/13, also down pretty decent, 23.8%. be interesting once again a week from today to see where that number sits. Interesting number here, the median number of days that those pendings were on the market, 47. So we are continuing to see the length of time that properties are on the market get stretched out, which is causing some frustration amongst sellers when 6 months ago they saw their neighbor's house sell in 24, 48 hours, and now it's 45, 60 days. But that's just the overall market conditions. And properties last week that closed escrow had 63 compared to 60 the week before. And so up 9.2%. And we can see the median sales price took a pretty good jump from 435 the previous week up to 475. The median list price of those solds, however, were 489.5. That $14,500 gap between list price and sales price is the biggest we've definitely seen in a few years. So once again, sellers are having to be a little bit negotiable with buyers as we move into this period of definitely higher interest rates and buyers being somewhat more in the driver's seat. Something that, let me stop to share there, something else that we're definitely seeing besides negotiability of sales price, and I've said this before, but I know this video gets sent out to a number of folks that have their house on the market, is that we're seeing it be more and more common that a seller is participating in assisting a buyer with closing costs, perhaps assisting a buyer with some points in order to be able to perhaps do what we refer to as a 2-1 buy down, buy the interest rate down 2% for the first 12 months and then 1% for the next 12 months, giving the buyer hopefully that chance for interest rates to come down and refinance for a 30-year fixed at a decent rate. So we're definitely seeing those things frequently in our market. So kind of be prepared for that if you're currently in the market or thinking about going on the market. So with that, kind of ran long today, but I think there were some important things to cover as we head into Thanksgiving week next week. Any other statistics, any other information that you might need, please feel free to let me know. Let one of our trusted associates at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Troth Realtors know. Glad to furnish you that information as to where the market is, where we think it's going to head, so you can make an informed, good decision. So with that, we will see you next Monday, the 21st of November, and make it a great week. Take care, everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.